Meaghan Mick had a monumental moment happen for her yesterday.
Sam.
It was a big moment for you.
I genuinely thought I was going to cry. I don't know, like, if my bowels were going to release at some point. I didn't know if I was literally floating on air for the rest of the day. But I've been with iHeart for nearly 14 years. I've been with the show. How old is Smith? 8?
He's going to be 8 this year, yeah.
So 8 years with this show. And Tony, who is our boss on this show, was my boss technically before I joined the show as well. So he's been my boss for probably 10 years at this point, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yesterday he did something for the very first time that I have known him. And he genuinely told me that I was right about something. And I almost pooped myself. He meant it with all sincerity. What? He was the insult to this part was that he was a little bit shocked when he said it, but he acknowledged the entire group and said, "Wow, Megan's actually right about
I heard
this."
it with 10 years.
My jaw hit the floor. Been working with this man for 10 years. He tells me only the things that I do wrong on a regular basis. And so for him to be like, "You are right. I concede and acknowledge this." I thought the world must be ending today.
Wow.
10 years.
That is amazing.
10 years I've waited for my boss to tell me that I was right about something.
And he finally told you after 10 years. That's amazing. Give Megan a round of applause.
Yeah.
That's huge. Huge moment.
It felt like, don't play the lottery, watch your back and make sure like an icicle doesn't hit you. It felt like I was going to die. Like I had reached everything in life I was trying to accomplish. My life must be over at this point.
Call Tony Travato. I want to see if he has any second thoughts.
No, if he takes it back.
Here's why I know he has second thoughts. He texted me yesterday around 3 p.m. asking me about something, and I wrote him back a novel he did not ask for, and he responded with a GIF just being exasperated with me, and I went, "Oh, I think I ruined the one thing I had going for me. The one thing."
Isn't it amazing when somebody who you would never think, and it doesn't have to be even your boss, but when it's your boss, it's extra special. But a boss, a brother, a sister, a coworker, or a relationship says something like, "Oh my God, you're right." You're like, "Oh, see." Megan, you know what you need? You know how they have employee of the month parking or something? I don't know. You need your right parking or something. Like, I can't believe my boss
That
said
space
that.
is empty most days of the year.
Yeah. That's what was it about, Megan? Do we know?
So we were talking about longevity in pop careers, and do you want me to get into like the nerdiness of it?
Give us the Wikipedia quick version of this.
We were wondering if Justin Bieber could become relevant again. And I said it's a lot harder for guys to become relevant again in the pop atmosphere than women.
After they are quiet for a couple years.
Right. Like if you look at women, like Katy Perry has got to be in her 40s now? So is Beyonce. Taylor Swift's in her mid-30s. Lady Gaga's getting close to 40. And we all give them a lot of leniency, but we don't for guys.
Yeah.
And once they disappear, like it's really hard for them to come back without us seeing them as cringy.
Right. And so we were going through and like listing boy bands and male artists.
In the pop sphere.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my other argument that he really did not want to concede was Post Malone move over to country music because you can stay relevant there longer.
Wow.
And I think he was dying in relevancy in pop world. So
Hot takes.
he switched to country.
Do you think maybe Tony was having a weak moment, or what do you think?
I don't know. But like literally, how long do you wait for a compliment from somebody? Because I realized it's been 10 years for my first compliment.
By the way, Tony Travato sent a message through his lawyers that he declines to comment on the Mojo and the Morning Show call.
He sent a gag order.
Yeah, he said that he will. He said that he will release an official statement on iHeart letterhead later today on this one here. That's amazing though that Tony Travato said Megan is right.
Ooh.
But then is it sad that it took 10 years?
No, because I think that
It's made it extra special.
I think maybe he's got a weak moment in his longevity. You know what I mean? Maybe it's one of those type of things. Hold on. Initial V wants to be voice disguised. What's going on, V? Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. So I've been in a relationship for about 2 years now, and my boyfriend thinks he's right about everything. I have been right about things twice, to the point where I put it in my phone to remind him.
So you don't forget. You got to keep notes and be like, hey, this one time.
Wait a second.
Absolutely.
You say you've been right twice, meaning he said twice you were right, and that's it? You actually keep score?
Yeah.
So you have a scorebook. That's an interesting thing to do in your relationship.
Yeah.
By the way, why are you not saying this without a voices, guys, or what are you afraid of?
He listens to the show.
Oh. All right. Well, whoever that guy is that has only said twice to his girl, wake up a little bit, buddy. I don't know. That's kind of crazy.
What if he right, though?
Well, it could be. We
don't know her.
And B might be wrong. Is that what you're saying?
We don't know her.
I guess we can't assume anything. All right. Thank you. Thank you for the call. We appreciate it. Take care of yourself. All right. We'll be right back with more War of the Roses coming up here in just a second. A girlfriend thinks that her boyfriend is just a little too close to his stepsister. This morning on the show, we do a three-way call. Will we bust them cheating with each other?
Want to get the hell out of Dodge? See ya. We got the plane and the tickets to go to Florida with Mojo in the morning.
Listen to 7:30 to get in on Mojo in the morning. Channel 955.
It's Mojo in the mornings. Motor City traffic.
726, 26 degrees outside. We're going to start off with some sunshine, then turning mostly cloudy for the day and a high temp of 33 degrees. Out on the streets right now, the southbound Southfield Freeway between Schoolcraft and 96, that was closed because of an accident. Now you just have the two right lanes that are blocked. So you're getting by in the left lane only, but it is still backed up from McNichols. An accident on both shoulders. Northbound 275 after Ford Road, the right shoulder blocked. 94 westbound after 12 Mile, and some slow traffic, a 7-minute delay. 94 westbound between 8 Mile and Chalmers. That's your Channel 955 traffic on Mojo in the morning.
Channel 955.
An iHeart radio station.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99% of places to take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on the February 2024 Nielsen report, learn more at discover.com/credit card.
Why did 40 degrees yesterday feel like it was 80 degrees? Like I felt like I should have been sun tanning or something, right?
Or a coat. Like no coat
I
when
know.
I was out running errands yesterday afternoon.
It's weird, isn't it? Like no butt warmers in your car. You didn't have to have your heat up at a high level. Well, DTE knows that your bills get expensive around this time of the year because how you're heating your home. Well, they say, and this is really smart, that if you follow some of these helpful tips, like get a programmable thermostat, that will save you about 10% every single year. Or just keep the flow of the air coming up from your heat registers that may be on the floor or up top away from anything. Like don't have a house plant standing right over the top of it. You need more helpful tips in order to help you save money while you're trying to keep warm. Go to dteenergy.com/saveenergy.
Get ready to celebrate the songs and artists you've loved over the past year.
At our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Coming to Fox, iHeartRadio stations across America, and the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
Monday, March 17th, live from Los Angeles.
Lady Gaga will be honored with the Innovator Award.
Mariah Carey will receive the Icon Award.
And the biggest stars from all genres of music will go home winners.
Nominees include
Taylor Swift,
Morgan Wallen,
SZA, Doja Cat,
Jelly Roll,
Sabrina Carpenter,
Teddy Swims, Post Malone,
Billie Eilish,
Kendrick Lamar, Kane Brown, Linkin Park, Glorilla,
Lainey Wilson,
Green Day. We got so many more.
our 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards.
Where you can help decide who wins in categories like Best Lyrics,
Best Music Video,
Favorite Soundtrack,
Favorite Tour Style.
Favorite Surprise Guest, and more.
Find a full list of nominees and start voting for your favorites now at iHeartRadio.com/awards.
Channel 955 presents the biggest concerts in Detroit.
Global superstar, The Weeknd, presents a never-before-seen all-new show. After Hours Till Dawn Stadium Tour. Live in Detroit. Performing songs from the brand new album, Hurry Up Tomorrow, and all the hits. With Playboy Cardi and special guest Mike Dean. Ford Field, Saturday, May 24th. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at theweekend.com/tour.
Listen to Channel 955 anytime. Free on the iHeart app.
Presented by Top Dog Law. Top Dog get you top dollar. Go to topdoglaw.com. That's topdoglaw.com.
For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. Choose from Classic 3-cheese, pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big with a $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 3/4/25. See app for full terms.
Snow might be falling, but so is the Ricochet Rewards Ball this winter at BetMGM Casino. Drop the ball every day and watch as it bounces its way toward a bonus. Play 4 times per week between Monday and Saturday, and you'll qualify for boosted play on Sunday when you can score up to a $1,000 casino bonus. Now that's a thrilling win-win. Remember to stop by and drop the ball for a daily prize all winter long. Rewards may vary. Simply download the BetMGM Casino app now to join the fun and enjoy tons of casino games and daily promotions. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Visit BetMGM.com for T's and C's. 21 plus to wager, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia only. New and existing customers only. All promotions are subject to qualification and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued as non-withdrawable site credit bonus bets unless otherwise provided in the applicable terms. Rewards subject to expiry. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Fabric Talk.
Hello, my love. I am your living room carpet. I see everything. I feel everything. After a while, I smell like everything, including Sir Pickles, who you snuggle with while binging that dating show you can't stop watching. So, how about we freshen things up with Febreze Fabric Spray? Oh, and a big spray for my pals, couch and ottoman. Ah, yes, refreshing. Breathe happy, Febreze. La 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 la.
This hour is sponsored by Sam Bernstein Law.
Injured? Everyone knows Call Sam will fight and win for you. Get the Bernstein advantage.
Watching Clorox cleanup spray dissolve tough grime in the shower feels like...
Wait, this really just happened? I'm shocked. Underwear and everything?
It feels like being able to zip up your overpacked suitcase on the first try.
Smooth.
With Clorox, clean feels satisfying. Clean feels good. Use as directed.
If you're struggling with weight and frustrated with dieting each and every year, Mark Patrick Seminars can help.
After this hypnosis, I want to eat good food.
Since August, I can honestly say I have not had one potato chip.
It was life-changing for me.
And I don't think about desserts like I used to.
Bridget, how much have you lost now?
I've lost a total of 83 pounds.
Holy cow.
It's easy, it's fun, very relaxing, and very successful.
And I would just say go for it.
Oh my, what are you waiting for? Join Mark Patrick Seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking guaranteed. Early bird special only $49.99. Hypnosis designed to destroy unwanted cravings, late-day eating binges, boredom eating, stress eating. Seminar Thursday, February 20th at the Hampton Inn Detroit Southgate in Southgate. Weight loss seminar 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8 p.m. Or Saturday, February 22nd, Hilton Garden Inn Detroit Southfield in Southfield. Weight loss seminar 11 a.m., stop smoking seminar 2 p.m. Registration 30 minutes before. Sign up at markpatrickseminars.com. That's markpatrickseminars.com.
In life, there is the graceful walk, and then there's the trip into the bleachers and crack your tooth kind of walk. We have same-day emergency service for the second one. Brightside Dental. Call 1-800-PAINLESS or visit brightside-dental.com.
After an accident, there are 2 types of people. Those who got the Bernstein advantage and those who wish they did.
More Mojo in seconds.
It's that time of year where you start fearing the tax guy. You start fearing the IRS coming after you. If you didn't put enough money aside for your taxes, or maybe you haven't paid taxes in one particular year, maybe you got freaked out about what to do when it came to accepting any of the money, PPE money, you need to talk to Levy & Associates. Lance over at Levy & Associates is going to be there for you, and my entire, literally, reputation falls on these guys because I've known Lawrence Levy and I've known Lance forever. So if you're looking to fight the tax guy, call Levy & Associates. 1-800-TAX-LEVY. That's 1-800-TAX-LEVY.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
Weather today, cloudy and a high of 32. Tomorrow, overcast skies again and temps only in the high 20s.
True Green. Get a golf course quality lawn that's more affordable than you think. Don't wait. Visit TrueGreen.com today and let the pros handle the work while you enjoy the results. That's TrueGreen.com. True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
This hour of Mojo in the Morning is powered by Corewell Health.
Live from the Planet Fitness Studios. Planet Fitness, judgment free and just $15 a month.
This hour on Channel 955, powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto accident attorneys. Visit autolaw.com.
That's autolaw.com.
Cheat and you'll get caught. It's the War of the Roses in minutes on Mojo in the Morning.
All right, we're going on spring break in Panama City, Florida. Second of 5 qualifiers. So number 2 of 5 right now, 844 Mojo Live. 844-665-6548. Win a $50 cash card and qualify for a trip that's going to be really nice. I mean, airfare, hotel, car rental, excursions, it all. From Visit Florida, 844-665-6548. 844 Mojo Live.
Mojo in the Morning's Dirty on the 30.
Shannon with what's trending in the Dirty on the 30. Do not go anywhere. Dirty. Because War of the Roses in a second is one of those ones where you either have to drop the kids off right now, wherever they are, and tell them to walk the rest of the way to school, or keep them in the car and make them late. I don't care. This is one of those moments you cannot turn off Mojo in the Morning. And if you're a kid in your car with your mom, say, Mom, don't drop me off the car. Make me sit and then go in late.
Can I shout out the kid?
Yeah.
Shout out Alex from Royal Oak. Saw him at the Pistons game last night with a beautiful mother.
Hey,
shout out to Alex.
Hey.
Wait, Pistons played last night?
Yeah, back to back. Play again on Wednesday.
Who did they play last night?
Last night we played against the Atlanta Hawks. Trae Young hit a step back over Malik Beasley that won the game. It was a tough game, but we back Wednesday against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Cade Cunningham, all-star. What's going on, Shannon?
Well, attorneys for Blake Lively and her former It Ends With Us director and co-star Justin Baldoni were in court yesterday, and the judge basically told both of them to stop. They were told to stop fighting their case through the media. And the judge, first off, Justin and Blake were not there. It was just the attorneys meeting in federal court. This is for the first time. And the judge basically advised both attorneys to stop making statements in public that could prejudice the proceedings, or could prejudice a potential jury. So basically, they got a slap on the wrist. There really wasn't more than that. I'm told it was very intense, but the judge was like, hey, I could consider moving up the trial date, which is set for next March of 2026 at this point, if you two don't quit it. Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, did mention at one point that Justin has suffered some pretty major hardships because of this litigation, including being devastated financially. He's lost millions of dollars and 3 different gigs, also devastated emotionally. And his attorney also said not to sound like a 4-year-old fighting a 4-year-old with they started it. But in these kinds of cases, once someone says something, it becomes fact, referring to Blake Lively's sexual harassment allegations. And now he says there's no way to fight against it. So he's saying, essentially, she started it. Meanwhile, Blake's attorney claimed that Justin's alleged retaliation campaign against the actress has been devastating for her and her reputation. So the case wages on. Really, we got nothing out of yesterday except...
But no gag order, which is good.
No gag order.
Yeah.
No. Both just got a warning. 2 employees at the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority have been arrested over leaking the video of that American Airlines plane colliding with that Army Black Hawk helicopter. They leaked it to CNN. 21-year-old Muhammad Bang arrested on January 31st and charged with something called computer trespass. Authorities then charged 45-year-old Jonathan Savoy with the same thing a couple of days later. And authorities refused to say whether additional people could face charges as this investigation unfolds. It's also unclear whether these two sold the video to CNN and made some cash or if they just gave it away for free. The update that I have for you this morning, 55 of the 67 bodies have so far been recovered from the Potomac River yesterday. I know I saw a couple of pieces, including the engine of that American Airlines passenger jet being lifted out of the water.
That Philly med flight that crashed on Friday, I saw the family members of a woman are looking for a missing woman who was leaving to go to get something to eat and was walking the streets that night, and say that the last time that they believed that she was alive and knew where she was somewhere in that area where the plane crash happened. And they said that they still haven't found a body or anything, but they're wondering what's going on. So that's a crazy story in itself too.
Super Bowl week is officially underway. If anybody cares. If anybody cares. The Eagles and the Chiefs kicked it off by taking part in Super Bowl opening night last night, answering all sorts of questions from the media. Both teams took the podium for about an hour. All eyes were on Travis Kelce. He was asked question after question about whether he was going to propose to Taylor Swift during or after the game. I mean,
anyone special? A Super Bowl ring? Yeah. Next question.
Yeah, next question. He's like, is there going to be a ring? You mean a Super Bowl ring? So he avoided that one.
Yeah, back to back. You guys are crazy.
Yeah, I mean, he was just like, he was not answering that question. Then he turned it around, though, and asked the media a question.
If I could ask the media one question, why are you guys leaning into this whole ref thing?
The ref showing a little favoritism.
You guys get special treatment. Yeah, that's why. That's interesting. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to win because I made a $20 bet with Kev. So.
I was just about to ask you. Let's go 25. Why not?
We'll go 20. Let's go 100.
No, I'm not going 100.
Okay.
I'll go 25 though. By Friday, we
25.
might be at 100.
I'll give you 25.
I saw that one of the prop bets is how many times Taylor Swift is going to be shown during the big game, and the over-under is 4.
Oh, I'm taking over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be more than
and
that.
Speaking of the Chiefs, they have a chance to win their 3rd consecutive Super Bowl. And if they do it, the biggest question could be whether the team's championship merch could use the phrase three-peat on it. Three-peat is actually trademarked by legendary NBA coach and Miami Heat president Pat Riley. And Pat Riley and his company, Riles & Company, Inc., own at least 6 live patents for use of the phrase three-peat with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. And this all stems back from the late 1980s. He adopted the phrase while he served as the Lakers coach.
Wow, this guy's great.
And the team
So
was
smart.
chasing its 3rd consecutive NBA title. Somebody came up with the term twee-peat during an interview, and Riley eventually altered that phrase to three-peat while having dinner with like his wife and some friends. So then he was smart, got it trademarked. His trademark would cover any merch containing the phrase three-peat: t-shirts, jackets, hats, posters, trading cards. I mean, you get it. He did an interview with CNN, 2 decades ago, and he revealed he doesn't ever seek out business deals in relation to the trademark. He waits for people who want to use it to come to him. So he could stand to make some money.
You know what would be smart,
if
though?
they want to use it.
What are the indigenous people from that area? From Kansas City?
I do not know.
I'm so curious. Like, find out whatever their native language is and what 3 is, and do it in whatever language that is.
Huh.
That's an interesting idea.
That might be reading too far into it, though. I don't think people will get it.
Well, yeah, but then you don't have to pay this guy, and everybody will know, right?
Well, some people have said they should call it a Chief Pete.
Chief Pete. There you go.
Instead of 3, Chief.
I have the trademark on Shart.
Oh, Jesus.
I've had that.
Where did that come from? Are you having tummy trouble
No.
today?
I've had that from a day back when. It was a really long time ago, and I farted, and obviously, you know the rest of the story. Go ahead, Shannon.
For all of today's dirty. We'll end on that note. For all of today's dirty, catch up on the podcast on the free iHeartRadio app or mojointhemorning.com.
At Mojo in the Morning on social media.
The latest craze.
It's Mojo in the Morning's Dirty on the 30.
I'm excited for this War of the Roses. I want to hear what happens.
Don't shart yourself.
That kind of excitement level. What's going on, Jim? Are you there?
Yes, hello, Mojo. How are you doing this morning?
Great.
First time, long time.
Hey, Jim. I love when you're a first time, long time, and you're winning, too. Congratulations to you, man. You're a winner. Congratulations on being this much closer to winning a trip to Florida. If you go, who you going with?
I don't know. It'll be tough. Either my daughter or my wife. I'll have a little battle there. I'll have to see who I take.
That's sweet. By the way, how old are you, Jim, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm north of 50, just to be honest with you.
So wait, so how old's your daughter?
She's 26.
What a guy, man. This is, by the way, you do not sound like you're old enough to have a 26-year-old daughter. That's insane. Good genes, my
great.
friend. Good vocal genes.
Thank you very much.
All right, here's the deal. You got a $50 cash card. You're qualified right now for a trip to go to Florida. We're doing spring break in Panama City. If you win on Friday, you'll get airfare, you'll get car rental, you'll get hotel stay at the beautiful Embassy Suites by Hilton Panama City Beach Resort. You'll get gondola tickets to go to get aboard the Sky Wheel at Panama City Beach. And you'll get passes to St. Andrews State Park, courtesy of the Florida State Parks. It's all brought to you by Visit Florida. Let's hope that we win this thing on Friday, okay, buddy?
Sounds awesome.
I appreciate you, man. Where are you heading to this morning?
Can't wait.
Where are you going?
Heading to work in Warren.
All right, don't go anywhere. Make sure you stay there because Lydia's going to get your information. Plus, you got War of the Roses you got to listen to.
Oh, we always do. Every twice, Tuesday, Thursday, every day with my daughter. We listen to it on the way into work.
Is she right there?
Yeah, we're both in the car.
Let me say hi.
Hi.
Let me say hi. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Kate. Nice to meet you guys.
Kate, do you have people that think that that's your boyfriend and not your dad?
No one has ever said that.
Nobody's ever said that?
No.
Do guys ever flirt with you in front of your dad, or is it kind of awkward?
No, that'd be really awkward. I'm glad they don't.
Ah, yeah, that would be. Dad, what would you do, Dad? Would you say that you got a concealed carry, or what would you do?
Yeah, I definitely have to rough them up a little bit.
I like it. Yeah, don't mess with the guy that works in Warren, man. All right, hang on 1 second. We'll get some information from you guys. Have a fantastic day. I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
You.
Dad and daughter sharing the Mojo in the Morning show this morning. If you think that you're being cheated on, text cheater to 95500. We're going to keep it a family affair today with this War of the Roses.
Catching cheaters and proud of it.
Ow, I'm sorry.
It's your home for War of the Roses on Mojo in the Morning.
Hey, Shay, tell me if I'm right in saying this, that you think that your guy is possibly having an inappropriate relationship with his sister or stepsister?
Yeah.
And why is that?
But I don't have any hard evidence. They're really, I don't know, they talk all the time. They FaceTime all the time with each other. Whenever he has a work event that he's going to, he always invites her and not me. I mean, I guess I have I've looked at his phone and I've seen flirty kind of text messages back and forth, or what I interpret as flirty. It just seems
so they have a really close relationship, but you say it's close in kind of a weird way.
Yeah, it's not like any relationship I've encountered before. I mean, and they're not real siblings, they're step siblings, and there's just something going on there.
Have you said anything to him about it? Have you said, I'm not comfortable with how you guys are with each other?
Well, I kind of started to once, and it just seemed like he wasn't going to react well.
Okay. Do you have
really
a good relationship with her?
I'd say it was good. We're not close like they are, but
all right. So your thought is that these two guys talk inappropriate together. They act inappropriate together. They spend too much time together, and you feel like it's gone past just being good friends.
Yeah, that's right.
What's
and
inappropriate?
Brother and sister.
I kind of feel like I need an example of, like you said, flirty text messages.
It's like she'll share her outfit with him for the day, and he'll be like, "Oh, cute,"
That's kind of weird that you do that with your brother and your sister.
Okay, I see that.
Did they grow up together, or did they meet each other later in life?
They're 17. They were I think they were both, and they're around the same age. So he's a year older than her. So he was 17 and she was 16.
How old are you? How old are you guys? How old's he?
He is 32.
So they've had a good portion of their life together, but they also met each other in their teenage years.
Okay. Do you have a relationship with a stepsister? Are you guys friendly?
Yeah, I would say we were friendly. I mean, we're not hanging out. I'm not inviting her to my work events like he is. But yeah, we get along.
All right, we're going to do a three-way call. So what we do is we will call them both up at the same time, try to make it be that they think that each other is calling them, and then see what they sound like when they're having a conversation. You have to be extremely quiet on this by muting your phone.
Okay.
Just remember, the more we can listen to them, the more info it helps us get.
Okay.
All right, we're trying to find out what's going on. Is Shay getting cheated on by her boyfriend's sister? It's the War of the Roses.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, what's up?
Hey. Nothing. What's up with you?
I mean, nothing. I'm just going about my day. Why'd you call me?
I didn't call you, but whatever. Are you on your way to work?
Almost, yeah.
You think you can still get time off for mom's trip?
I don't know yet. To be honest, I don't really think I should go to that.
Well, why? You're basically family.
I don't want to go if Shay's there. She makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, she could deal with it. Yeah, you're allowed to be there too.
Making mom like her. Yeah, but you need to work on making mom like her. This is not my problem.
And yeah, it's just things are just easier when you're around,
Okay, well, again, I can't fix all your relationships.
Yeah, I know. It's just you showing up. It's just a party.
I already said, I'm not sure I'm really comfortable going, so.
I'm not trying to get you to fix anything. Just show up and show up for me. Just be there.
Okay. I still don't know if I can even get off work, so it doesn't even matter if I want to go yet. Before I can even decide what I want, I would have to see if I could even make it possible.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You're not. I'm not expecting anything of you. Just. I don't know. Figure I'd ask.
Expecting me to be there, but okay.
Well, anyway, so why did you call me again?
I didn't call you. You called me.
It's been an accident or something.
Actually, we called you guys. Charles?
Yeah?
Charles, this is
him.
Charles, this is the Mojo in the Morning show. And we called you up because we have Shay on the phone with us. And Shay was just trying to see what you guys sound like talking to each other because she feels awkward with your relationship that you have.
What relationship? What do you mean?
Shay feels uncomfortable with the relationship that you have with your sister Alexa.
I'm kind of uncomfortable now. I don't understand.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit stunned here, Charles. Apparently everyone's uncomfortable because I just heard Alexa say she's always uncomfortable around me. Why wouldn't she be a human and just say that to me?
Is that who she's talking about, Shay? They were talking about you?
Yeah. She was talking about me, like she's not comfortable around me. And your mom doesn't like me? When were you going to tell me? I don't have any words right now. I can't. What is going on? Why you're the weird family? I'm the normal one.
When we were listening into your guys' conversation because Shay had said that you guys are incredibly close, almost too close. I mean, you understand why they probably don't feel comfortable, or why Charles' sister doesn't feel comfortable, because you make it seem like these guys are doing something with each other, and I don't think there's anything going on here other than family.
Yeah, I mean, she's allowed to be uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable right now.
Maybe I'm the
Hello?
crazy one. Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like this conversation was indicative of their normal chat. I don't know what's going on.
What were you expecting?
You guys talk constantly. You're constantly like FaceTiming. Who FaceTimes anyone but like their partner or their very best friend? And
yeah, but they're brother and
I
sister.
actually don't think that. So you didn't say that before. I don't think that part is weird.
I FaceTime my sister.
Okay.
I FaceTime my brother. Can we ask?
Yeah, but like all day, I don't know.
Can we ask your stepsister, Alexa, why she said she has a problem with Shay?
I don't want to get involved in this.
Maybe she doesn't have a comfortable relationship because she's being accused of having a relationship with her brother.
Listen, I get it.
Why don't you?
Maybe she has a relationship with her brother, and so that's why she doesn't want to talk about it. I don't know.
I did not get that one bit from listening. I mean, and again, that is one phone call, but I really didn't.
I got a lot of people who are trying to avoid you.
Shay, why don't you hang on the phone for a second?
Okay.
All right, hold on 1 second.
Yo. This is the home of War of the Roses. Mojo in the morning. Join the discussion now. 844-MOJO Live. 844-665-6548.
This is Mojo in the morning.
Mojo in the Morning Show. War of the Roses did not catch a cheater, but did get some very honest comments about how family feels about Shay. It's a interesting situation that's going on here. I will tell you this. The idea that Shay is accusing her boyfriend of cheating with his stepsister, and then there was no proof, at least, in that audio call that we had on the three-way. It's going to make things very awkward for her when she gets around the family. Jessica, you had something like this happen to you, huh?
Unfortunately, yes. It was horrible.
What happened? Was it were you dating a guy that ended
Yes.
up cheating with his stepsister?
Oh, yeah, we dated for a solid 6 months, and yeah, that's short, but that's how it goes. It starts, and he started feeling distant. I'm like, okay, well, we was fine. Why so distant? I started going through his phone messages, or through the phone, of course, every girl should. And, well, when I seen it, I seen his sister's name. I'm okay, they're brother, sister, stepsisters.
Uh-huh.
And then dig a little deeper, start seeing more than just messages. It was videos. Okay, I was done.
What kind of videos?
Oh, God.
Radio appropriate.
And right. Not that you should send somebody who you consider family. Put it that way.
Wow. Like, but videos of
They
them.
didn't-
Videos of him to her and her to him.
It was all the above. Like, I'll keep it PG. They didn't grow up together. They met when they was in their 20s, and then they ended up getting married. They're still married to this day.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
I wonder
So-
how did their families take it that they did this? Like, how did mom and dad?
At first, everybody was mad because it was more siblings involved because there was 10 altogether.
Uh-huh.
So they all grew up knowing, oh, that's my brother, that's my sister, knowing of them. But then they didn't live in the same state. So then when he moved back to the same state, it was hell.
Wow. All right. Well, that is, by the way, that is something that
It does happen. So her
you
fear
only
that
see
she
in adult
had-
movies.
Is that wrong, though?
Yes.
Well,
If y'all
I mean,
20, if y'all 20
technically-
years old.
No, listen.
Technically, no, but morals. Some people should have morals.
How's that
Technically,
moral, though?
no, but I think everybody would say, yeah, it's weird.
I'm 20 years
Right.
old, right? I'm out. I'm
I
an
guess it's
adult. I'm doing my
perspective.
own thing, and then this person comes
But
into my
the
life.
I think that could happen. I think it'd be common that could happen at that age. It would be wrong
Their
in this
parents
case.
were married.
How about this case where these guys were high schoolers? It sounded like with Shay's boyfriend. What's going on, Summer? How are you?
Hi, good morning, guys.
Morning.
What's happening?
So I just kind of feel like everybody just made her feel uncomfortable for like bringing her concerns. I feel like she kind of had a little bit of a right for being concerned, and that her boyfriend should have let her know that her family's not getting along with her or that they feel uncomfortable around her, because she felt something was going on there, and for nobody to bring up their concerns to her was kind of just like a little bit worrisome.
So I actually agree with you in that this, I feel like, shed a lot of light on just his character as a partner, as a boyfriend.
Yeah, because like I mean, I have so many siblings, and I don't FaceTime them 24/7.
Not even about that.
24/7.
Not even about his relationship with Alexa, but more so like he clearly doesn't have her back within his family. He clearly doesn't put his foot down
not just
for
that, he
her.
could've
He's not bringing her this information that she's not really well liked, and let's like figure this out and get to the bottom of like. There's none of that.
Yeah, and also I think that it sounds from just him that he's concerned about the families not showing up at stuff just because of her.
Yeah.
Instead of saying, hey, either I'm going to side with my family or I'm going to make my family go, stop this already, you know?
That's what I
And
mean.
put his foot down. Shauna wants to make a comment on a word that was said or a phrase that was said during that thing. What is that, Shauna?
I heard, so I know a couple things that he had said where it's obvious that he cheated.
Tell us.
One is when she said, I don't feel comfortable around her. I don't think I should go. He said, come on, you're practically like family.
He said that to his sister, yes.
I don't. How does that show that they're cheating?
Yeah.
So, two, any real sister wouldn't miss their mom's event over a spouse.
Right.
Or feel uncomfortable in any way to their brother's girlfriend unless it's not
But it's
their
not
real
her mom.
You'd be there.
Right.
And she says, I don't feel comfortable around her, meaning she didn't feel comfortable around Shay. But also you're saying you're like family. I get that. You're like family, meaning, hey, if it was your sister, you'd say, you're my sister and that's your mom. You know what I mean? Like there was, I don't.
That didn't make me feel weird.
I don't think that says that they're cheating, but it does make it seem like their relationship may not be as close. And obviously I took that mom is his mom and not her mom. Because if it was her mom, she's not missing that.
Right.
Tabor wants to say something. You say he's 100% getting with his stepsister.
Yeah, like, I don't know. When I was listening to it, she sounded like she wasn't really into it. And then he was begging her to come and saying, oh, like, come on, like, I want you there, everything like that. But what I observed from the phone call, she was like, no. And maybe she felt a little bit uncomfortable with him.
Wait, did you tell Lydia when you called, he's 100% getting with his stepsister? Did you use those words?
Yes.
But then you're like, not 100% right now. You're like wishy-washy.
All right. Well,
I thought you had some good evidence. You got no evidence.
He did.
Well, plus the pictures that they were texting with the outfits and everything and being like, oh, that's a cute outfit. That's just so weird. You don't do that.
That is a weird thing.
That is so odd.
Yeah. I actually think a good topic that could come out of this thing, and, you know, we could see what people have, but I'd love to get into a topic of how did you find out that family or somebody didn't like you? How did you overhear the Because I'll say you this, hearing them talk to each other in that three-way call, I got to give Shay a lot of credit because we've had War of the Roses people that have unmuted themselves and said something. If you start hearing somebody saying things, that's a hurt feeling right there. So I don't know if anybody's had a situation like that happen to them, but I feel for her that that's going on, that she said and had to listen to the fact that not only does the sister not like you, but find out that the mom doesn't like you. Last call, John, what's up?
What's going on? Hey, listen, I was listening to that conversation, and if you go back in the middle of his conversation, he said something very faintly, but you can definitely hear him. He goes, it's not like we're going to have sex or anything. She goes, yeah, I know, but I don't know if I can get the time off. And then she was kind of hesitant.
What?
So I think he
All right, I got to listen to the podcast. Now you make me want to listen to the podcast. He said that? It's not like we have had sex or anything?
Yep, sure did.
All right, here's the deal, John.
Wait.
John, you just made me now want to download this Mojo in the Morning War of the Roses because I didn't hear that. Maybe I'm.
Neither did I.
How did none of us catch it if it happened?
John, do you work for iHeart Podcasting and you want to blow this one up? You want to get us a $500,000 download in one day?
No, I'm a PI, licensed PI in the state of Michigan.
All right, he's a
look
PI.
at him.
I believe
Look
him.
at this guy. You
I
got a
believe
trench
him.
coat?
Oh, I want to do a topic with just PIs.
Matter of fact, he's got a trench coat. I think you got a trench coat.
Actually, this is a great
Answer the
test.
question.
Have them
answer
say,
the question. Go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
Have them say what they heard, and then we'll judge whether or not you're a good PI about it or not.
I love it. I like this
listen to
guy.
you guys every morning, and
Thank
I'm pretty good at what I hear.
Thank you, John.
All
I
right.
appreciate you. Take
You're
care.
very welcome, you guys.
John, the PI, just made it that you better listen to that podcast. Zach, is that podcast up? Let's get that damn podcast up. All right. It's Mojo in the Morning.
WKQI Detroit. WSNX Muskegon Grand Rapids. WVKS Toledo. 3 great stations. 1 stupid show. This is Mojo in the Morning. Live. Mojo.
20.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition sequence start.
Let me take y'all back to the beginning.
This is it.
All right, you ready?
You're listening to Mojo in the Morning.
You're a doo-doo head.
Let's go. It's showtime.
Hey, welcome to the Mojo in the Morning Show. Paying bills today. Make sure that you're listening. Win $1,000. 10 after every hour, starting at 9 o'clock in the morning with us, Mojo in the Morning. And then here are some of the topics that you're going to hear along with other great prizes. I'll kind of give you a chronological order. First up on the show, your kids hate what you love. Then right afterwards, Shannon is accusing Meaghan of being a smoker. Her evidence will be laid out on the air for you to judge for yourself. And then I would like to call out the family member that screwed me. Has anybody ever been screwed by a family member? We got Katy Perry tickets, too, we're going to give you. And then Am I the A-Hole is this morning. Did you know that? Am I the A-Hole? 9 o'clock, just after 9 o'clock on the Mojo in the Morning Show. Got a good show for you today. Feeling good, feeling fine. Like fine wine.
Like fine. China. Shout out to Chris Brown, won a Grammy.
Oh, yes. Shout out to him. He should have won a Grammy for no music he put out in 2020.
You just not tapped in.
Okay.
You got to listen to residuals.
Why do you only like
Go ahead,
people
say
that
what's on
are
your chest.
people that are criminals? You only like.
What are you talking about? I like you.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you never know.
There are some criminals I don't like.
John the PI is coming after me. All right, it's Mojo in the Morning Show. Kev's got something to lay out as a dad that as a parent sometimes you might have something, similar to this happen to you with your kids. I did with one of my kids, but what's going on?
And I've had this dream and this vision that I would have a child that would grow up and become a phenomenal basketball player. And I literally can close my eyes and see myself as one of those parents during March Madness where they're sitting in the seats. Their child is a phenomenal basketball player and they're scoring a bunch of points. And then the commentators show the father and the mother or whatever the situation is. And they show them and they're wearing their T-shirt from their school. And I've had that vision. And maybe it'll happen.
And then they go pro and they buy you a house.
Yeah, I'd love that. I love
Or
that.
now they don't even need to go pro nowadays, right? With
Stay NIL, yeah.
Yeah.
But maybe it'll happen, but it won't happen with Josiah.
Uh-oh.
And Josiah does not like basketball. And it's not only basketball. He doesn't like sports, period. And that was very tough for me earlier on in his life. And we had one situation, and it played out because he did the announcing for the Pistons the other day.
Yeah.
And he did an amazing job, and he loved it. And then right when he got done, I look over, and he's got his head down, and he's playing with, like, the Hooper plush doll. And then throughout the day, I'm looking over. Before we even came, he's like, Dad, can I bring my iPad? I'm like, no, we're not there to do what you do all the damn time anyway. He looks up at the clock. He's like, it's 38 minutes to go. Does that mean we're leaving in I'm like, no, Joe, it doesn't work like that. But when he was younger, I signed him up for T-ball, like I feel like most people do. And he was phenomenal at T-ball. He was the fastest on the team. His hand-eye coordination was great. He picks up things really quickly and really well. He's attentive. He listens to the coaches. And then he had like this Halloween thing at the zoo, and his mom took him. And she's like, talk to your son. Josiah doesn't want to get out the car. And I'm in my daddy mind. I'm like, okay, put him on the phone. Like, all he needs to do is hear my voice, and I'm going to tell him, and he's crying. And he's like, you didn't ask me if I wanted to go. The same way you didn't ask me if I wanted to play baseball.
Oh, my God. This is such a thing.
He got you.
He's like, I don't like sports. And since that moment, it's like, damn, like we can't. He doesn't want to watch a football game. He's not interested in the Super Bowl. Like, he does not care about all the sports things that I'm infatuated with. And
man,
yeah,
I said I can relate to that because I've had this with Jacob. Jacob was, and it's crazy. Why is it that God makes the kid that hates sports the best athlete? It's in our family. Jacob was the best athlete. The kid. We used to have people come up to us when Jacob was younger after soccer games. And there would be coaches from travel teams that would say, would your son like to play on a travel team? I'm like, my son doesn't even want to be here. It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Trying to make grass whistles.
Isn't it unreal?
Smith at T-ball. I always post videos. He's like singing Kendrick on third base and throwing his mitt up in the air and catching it. But Kev, you said something that is a constant debate in our household, and that is the kids saying right now they're both swimming. They swim year round competitively, and then Luce plays lacrosse, which she's obsessed with. And we try to get Smith to, we've tried T-ball. That is just not his thing. He likes flag football kind of, but there are a lot of times he'll call me out and be like, you and Dad did not even ask me if I wanted to be signed up for swimming, like on the days that he is really not feeling going to practice. And I'm like, kind of right. Like, he's kind of right.
And I've had those conversations with Josiah, like, yes, this is your life. Because I talked to him like he's an adult. I'm like, yes, this is your life. You should have a decision in it. You should have a voice in it. But at the same time, you're too young to see things that I see. And you have to trust me that there are qualities about you, there are abilities about you, or abilities that you have that right now you don't understand yet. And you have to trust me enough to know that I'm not just going to put you in something just for the hell of it. Like, I see something in you.
Chelsea and I did the well-rounded card. We told him, he's like, hey, we want you to be well-rounded. We want you to be involved in a bunch of things. And then Jacob did the, hey, but it's not the thing that I want to do. So we said you had to do something at least athletic, meaning active wise. Like, so he would honestly run, or he did, just get, because we're like, hey, biggest reason we were throwing you into this thing is not because I want you to become a professional athlete. My biggest thing was, I don't want you sitting on the couch all day. But 844 Mojo Live, 844-665-6548. And for those that don't understand, Kev's the biggest, you're one of the biggest sports fans, but basketball guys, you're the announcer for the Pistons. You do all that stuff. And here's your kid. It'd be like LeBron, although Bronny does look like he doesn't know how to. But it would be like LeBron's kid not wanting to play basketball, which is interesting.
You can use Jordan because his kids actually suck at basketball.
That is true.
Really?
His kids were horrible. Yeah. They were not good. But it also, honestly, I wonder, what do you do like when your dad, like, what do you do if your dad's Barry Sanders? You know what I mean? And you got to, all you want to do is.
That would be very hard as his kid. If that is not in your heart to want to play football, or you're not good at football, that would be such a tough position to be in. As the kid.
His son is an athlete though. He plays basketball for Michigan State. So he's a hooper, but
his one son actually it works for EA Sports. He's the man at for the Jordan, or for the Madden game. He does all the ratings of the players for that. Yeah. So Barry's got, but it's also it's like also like the sports dad who has nothing but daughters, and their daughters don't want to do anything. Hold on. Speaking of LeBron, Bron is on the phone with us right now. Who is this? Hi.
Hi, my name's Bron. I'm actually much older than LeBron. But my comment was that sometimes we have God gives us talents, but we don't have the passion for those things. So we can be good at something. Like some kids are smart in math and really good at math, but don't really like math. You know what I'm saying? They're just something they're talented in. And sometimes as parents, we have to put our pride aside sometimes and go after our kids' passion.
Yeah.
I'm a foster parent, so I deal with a lot of different types of kids, and a lot of things I had to realize that what I want for them is not necessarily what they want for themselves.
Yeah.
And yes, I also get that we sometimes have to encourage our kids to do things because sometimes they don't know. Like I hear people who make their kids play piano and then they grow up and be musicians. You know what I'm saying? Yes, that can happen, but also you can make them kind of resent you in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's a fine line to dance.
True.
Yeah. Like you want to push them to try things.
Yeah.
But
The resenting part is tough too if you push them, you know? What's up, Lucy?
How are you?
Good. What's going on? We're talking this morning about what do you do when your kid doesn't love what you love?
I think he should kind of not force him, but push him into it. Maybe he'll find a sport he likes because it's so much more than just the sport. It's the friendship, the memories.
Yeah. See,
But if he's
I
miserable,
disagree.
he's not going to connect with people.
I disagree having been there and done that. I think that you find out what his passion is and you love. My dad one time told me, you find something you're passionate about, you'll never work a day in your life if you're doing it for a living. And I think like
I'm on, like I said, I'm on the other. I have two boys that play travel hockey. I'm sure Meaghan can relate to when she was growing up.
Yeah.
Being in, but to me, it's like it's become my whole life.
Yeah, but your kids love it, right?
Yes, but sometimes there are days they don't want to go. And I'm like,
I think
well,
that's different. I think
you're going.
that we all have days as kids where we're tired or we just want to go to the birthday party and we don't want to go to the really crappy hotel in, New York, upstate New York. Like nobody wants to go to Buffalo for that tournament that weekend and stay at a Motel 6. Like there are weekends that you don't want to do it. But I think if your kid doesn't want to do it at all and you're forcing them to take up every weekend and 4 days a week to go to practice, to be involved in something that they don't want to be involved in, that's where the damage is being done.
Yeah.
And I was really grateful. My dad never forced me to do anything. But if we asked to do something and he signed us up for it, we had to finish the season.
Absolutely.
Which is a great way to teach that lesson. So I asked one year to play baseball. I hated baseball, but I finished the baseball season because I asked to do it.
Yeah. What's up, Lisa? Hi.
Hi. Morning.
Good morning. What's going on?
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Gotcha.
So my son, let me preface this by I now know he came out of the womb a car enthusiast and their brains are wired differently. However, we did the whole he's a boy, signed him up at age 3 for soccer, hated it, cried, whatever, put him in T-ball, which he played till like third grade, and then his eyes went bad and he couldn't hit, so he didn't love it, so we just kind of let it go. All the time, very into cars. Before he could read, he knew every car on the road without even being able to read, just very into it. Anything he could do car, he wanted. Ran cross country, liked it enough to do that through high school. Anyway, now he is 26 and is a video journalist with a very successful YouTube channel, Making Bank. So you got to support their passion. Like we didn't get it for a long time, because he's just one of those hardcore car enthusiasts, and it's just always going to be that way, and that's okay. But you didn't know that at first.
Yeah. I think that's wonderful.
Great lesson.
He had his passion. You kind of knew what it was. And then as time went by, you steer him towards it. And I think Josiah, for those, you hear Josiah on the radio, and when we have him on the radio, people go crazy with the fact that this kid he can speak, and he speaks from his heart and his brain. But I will tell you, if you have never seen this kid's artwork, this kid does. When I first saw things on his iPad, I thought it was what came with the iPad or whatever the program. I didn't realize he made it. So I would sit there and say that passion that he has, to me, is better than any kind of sport you could play.
And I feel like you do a really good job of fostering that.
Once I realized that was his passion, I was all in on what he was into. So voice acting, all the art classes, But it was still tough, man.
Yeah.
It's still tough to this
It's
day to
tough.
want to watch a game, and he doesn't give a damn about it.
You know what, though? It's great because you never have to fight for a television. You got to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, silver lining.
And you don't have disagreements on teams.
Yeah.
Like I've Joe that, he sits there and fights for every other team, but
What is it about kids that do that? Like my little
Piss you
nephew got
off.
really into hockey, and we told him all about the Red Wings. He was like, "I love the Avalanche." I'm like, "I'll hit a child. I'll hit a kid because you're saying that just to piss me off. You don't know who the Avalanche are."
Right. What's up with them? What's going on, Derek? Hi.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good, man. What's going on with you, Derek?
Not much. Just wanted to make a comment about kids in sports because I always find that a great topic because as kids, you want to let your kids be able to do what they want, things like that. And when I was younger, I had football first contact practice, and my mom told my mom I didn't feel good. And she's like, all right, well, let's go see your dad at work. And my dad goes, hey, do you know what today is? And she goes, no, what? It's first contact day. So, of course, she doesn't want to go down to football. So pack them up, get them down there, and I'll be down there after work. And she took me down, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me because we ended up winning state and high school, things like that. So being pushed to that next level because you don't know what you want as a kid. So I think
How old were you at the time when this was going on?
I was 8 years old when that happened.
Interesting. I think everybody's story is different. That is interesting, though, that it actually worked in the favor of you then starting to like it. But I don't know.
But it's one of those things that you got to feel out. Like he got pushed and it worked. But if Kev was constantly pushing Josiah to go to basketball practice, and after a year he was still resisting, it's like, okay, you tried it. I pushed you. It didn't work.
At what point are you not listening to your
Right,
child?
right.
You brought up the fact that he was playing with the Hooper doll. I remember Jacob used to bring coloring books with him to go to Pistons games. And it would drive me crazy. Actually, it's funny. We all went to the Lions Thanksgiving game as a family. And he sat there the entire time going, when are we leaving? When are we leaving? And he's a grown adult now. Yeah. But he was nice enough to know that his family all wanted to go. So he was like, I'm going to hang out. But he drank a lot. And, John, what's up? Hi.
Hey, Mojo and gang. How's it going?
Good morning.
What's going on?
I got 4 kids, 2 daughters, 2 boys. But I have an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old sons, and my 13-year-old wants nothing to do with sports. Yet my 11-year-old, that's all he's about. He's actually.
And who do you love more? Which one do you love more?
They might hear this, so I love them both.
Okay.
My youngest was actually the young kid that went to Imagine Theater a couple years ago on that Lions-Chiefs game, the season opener.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, he was that little Chiefs a-hole.
Yeah, exactly. This is where you want your kids not to root for the wrong team so you don't care if they like sports, right?
Exactly. But they don't compete. They don't practice together. It kind of sucks because you want them to enjoy some things together, and they're so polar opposite. My older one just likes working, mowing yards, and doing construction with his uncle, and so I can't complain. He applies himself. And
you know what the beauty is? That these are from the same, sperm and eggs and all the rest of that stuff. And here are 2 different kids, and that's wonderful. Like that is awesome that that's the case, and they can be who they want to be. Yeah. And you guys, Kev, your dad, like you say that kid does no wrong in your eyes.
Love him.
I mean, even not liking a Pistons game or whatever. But here's the thing: you love him to death, and he'll figure something out that is going to be great at.
Yeah, and I think he already has. And I think once you, like Shannon was saying, once you realize what it is, put away your selfish ambition and look at your child for who they are and love them for that. And they'll be exactly who they were created to be and not who you want them to be. Because who you want them to be might be a little a-hole.
Yeah, that's true. And don't make them, you push them, make them grow up to be that. Yeah. All right. It's Mojo in the Morning.
After further review of the play, the ruling on the field stands. The other morning shows still suck.
This is Mojo in the Morning.
Oh, my God. I need some light in here or energy in here because I am, tired.
You need a shot?
You
Not
want
yet.
some liquid
Give
IV?
me a-
I'll give you
give me-
one.
Yes. Do you have
You
any?
don't have to steal it. Yes, I do.
Don't worry. I actually grabbed one earlier this morning, so I'm
I
all
don't know
good.
why we work in a cave every morning, but it kills me.
It is dark in here, but I guess
hate
it
that
looks
we don't
better.
Turn the lights on.
It looks better, I guess, on the screens.
Ugh.
I don't know. All right, Mojo in the morning show. So Shannon, I've been waiting for this topic all morning. Shannon thinks that she busted Meaghan doing something that she should not be doing. And what is that, Shannon?
Okay, so I am so anti-smoking. I am nuts about it. I have asthma. I know way too many people my age who have lung cancer, and other related similar issues. My kids will go up to people who are smoking. I've had to really mitigate this and go, you know, you're going to die, right? It's just a thing. And so I have been noticing over the past couple of weeks, especially in the past, I would say week or so, Meaghan throwing on her coat at certain points during the show and after the show and going outside with some of our coworkers who like the ciggies. Why are you giving me a funny look?
It's after the show, but yeah.
Okay, well, you literally just did it.
Because my other studio is freezing.
Okay,
Yeah, but
okay. So normally I see you and I know who you're going outside with. I shall not name names. And normally these people huddle around the corner of our new studios in the alley over here. You know what I'm talking about, Mojo. And they smoke and they come back in. So yesterday, this happened immediately after the show. Meaghan grabs her coat and I see them get in their little group and they're getting ready to walk out to the alley.
You talking about Zach and Teresa?
Oh my God, why would you do that?
Oh, my fault. My bad. My bad.
You can smell it on them. Don't worry.
Okay, so they go out and I'm like, I am not letting her go down like this. And so I sent her a text and said, you know, I am going to kick your butt if you're smoking, right?
And how did I respond?
And she goes, I'm not smoking. Is that what you said?
I literally
Nervously?
said, no, I said, what are you talking about? I had no idea what you were talking about.
I said, can I say your middle name too?
Yeah.
Okay, so I said, you know I'm going to kick your butt if you're out there smoking, right? Or I'm going to kick your butt, right? And she said, why? And I sent a GIF that is somebody like extinguishing somebody else, and it says, no smoking. She wrote, I'm not, ? I said, Meaghan Lee Mick, because it's obvious that she's grabbing her coat and going outside with this group of coworkers. And she was like, I'm going out with them because I like them. And I was like,
you
no.
don't. No, I don't buy it.
I will tell
No
you the
way.
full story. So this all started probably a year ago. It's so funny to me that this is the first time you're saying it because I go outside with them.
I've never noticed it
almost
before.
every day
In
and
the old
have for
building
over
you
a
used
year.
to do this?
Yes.
See, have you know?
We
I
didn't-
never
we didn't
noticed
see
it.
We couldn't see
No,
it. Probably.
y'all just, the show ends and it's like, Meaghan doesn't exist. I get it. I get that that's a vibe. It's fine. Every single day I go outside with them, and it started with this is a little bit more serious than I think you guys anticipated. But when I started here, I had a really hard transition into this role, like a very, very difficult transition. And I was having a very difficult time with it. And Teresa has a very similar job to me and was the only one willing to take time to teach me how to do my job. And so every day I would go to her, I would ask her a million questions, and I would end up crying. And she would go, let's go outside so nobody sees you. So we've started this terrible routine of me crying away from everybody, which ended up with us going outside, her having a cigarette. And now every day after work, it's just turned into,
So
I just go out
you
there and we
hang
catch
with
up.
the smoker smoking the ciggies.
Yeah.
And you as a non-smoker are okay being around a bunch of smokers smoking ciggies.
Yeah, I grew up around smokers. My dad was a smoker. My
Do they
grandfather,
ever
my
do a-
brother.
do
Now
they ever
I
puff,
will
puff past you?
acknowledge.
Pass the
I loved a good cigarette in college. You cannot tell me that I didn't love a good menthol cigarette in college. And if you get me drunk enough now, I'm going to go around and offer dollars for cigarettes. I will acknowledge.
Okay, I am not a smoker, but like I do have friends that love a smoky treat or two when they're drinking. Okay,
You get me a good half
But
bottle
I'm
of
not
wine
worried
in,
about that.
I want a cigarette. But you guys also spend all day with me. Wouldn't you have noticed? I go out
there are
one
some
time a
people-
day immediately after
No,
the show.
there are some people that are good at hiding the smoke. I don't know how they do it.
Jingle Ball. Shannon, Jingle Ball was 9 hours for us.
Did you smoke that day?
No, I was
Oh.
with you
Smoked it.
all day.
Oh,
Is what
okay,
I
that's
mean.
right.
Like I was by your side for 9 hours.
But sometimes people
Yeah.
are friend smokers where they're around friends that smoke and they just smoke when they're around friends.
Social smokes.
And you're a social.
But
exactly.
I just said I socially do.
But I'm
when I
saying,
drink.
but you socially are smoking probably with Zach and Teresa.
no.
That doesn't like social smoking doesn't worry me. But
What if it's 5 days a week?
No, well, I'm saying I was getting concerned because I like this was becoming a daily thing, and I was like, I will literally punch you in the face if I find out you are smoking every day.
It's been a daily thing for a year and a half.
What's up, Sasha?
I've always been the non-smoker that went out with the smokers.
Really? Why would you?
Yes,
Why
I've
would you want to be around all that?
And what's not? I know I don't like it either. But I mean, it's the socializing with it.
Really?
And like everybody that I've always known, yeah, they've always been smokers. And I've always been the non-smoker.
I always think, by the way, that
Join them.
people that have lied to me about their addictions always have good lies. Are you sure you're not one of those?
Oh no, totally promise.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe you are. Maybe Megan's not lying to us. I feel like Megan's telling us a bunch of crap.
No.
Zach, where's Zach at? We should have Zach
right there.
We should
talking
have
to Mark.
We should have Zach ask Zach the question. If without
Is he
saying,
really the smoker?
well, Zach is a smoker. We know Zach's a
I
smoker.
literally just said I smoked in college. I don't know.
I know, but
like, why I would lie
think,
about this.
But I think you're smoking here though, out in the hall, out in the back.
Just because you think so?
No.
Just
Zach,
because you want to stir it out in the pot?
Go ahead, Zach.
I already
Zach,
said my piece with Zach.
And you said that you told me one time that one thing you would never do is lie to me. Look me in the eyes.
What are we talking about? I honestly have been outside
Okay.
getting Mark.
Has
I know we're
Megan
talking about
ever smoked a cigarette around you?
No, never. Not once.
You'll laugh. You'll
Mojo's face is so close
smile
to
if you're
Zach's.
lying.
Zach, have I ever
Liar.
said I would kill for a cigarette right now?
Oh, she said that all the time.
A bad day. A bad
All right.
day. And Zach's like, you want to go outside? I'm like, I want a cigarette.
I don't smoke cigarettes. I just want to put that out there.
What do you smoke?
I'm a breezer.
I'm
a breezer.
Which is also, and you know how much I hate when you do it.
I know.
I am such a mom. I understand.
I know.
So, but
I am
so when
sorry that I
Megan's hanging
accused
out,
you.
Megan's hanging out with you and Teresa. She's never put anything in her mouth that she should not have in her mouth.
I mean,
I mean,
besides her
freezing.
fingers.
How many times has Teresa been like, I can give you one?
Every day.
And what do I say?
No, Teresa. I can't.
Teresa's a pusher. She's a pusher, huh? What's up, Chelsea? How you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good. What's going on? We're hoping to have an intervention here with Megan. What's going on?
Well, I used to smoke. I don't anymore. I haven't for a while. I miss it a lot, but I can't do it because it makes me sick. Just the smell of it makes me sick now, so I have to be careful. But I used to talk to a guy, and I've actually met a lot of people since then who have done the same thing, that will start smoking to get the smoke breaks at work because they feel like people who smoke get more time. And
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Genius.
used to work in a big call center for H&R Block. I did tech support.
Yeah.
And I kind of noticed when I quit smoking that, because I was a supervisor, and I would notice a lot of my team would take off like 10, 11 times a day, and I'm starting to tally up all the time that they're getting. They're getting like a lot more time off during the day.
But are they getting
other
that?
places too.
Is that all like okayed by the company? Because I don't think that companies okay you going out and just having smoke breaks. That's not like
no,
something.
but they don't
They
say
just do
anything,
it.
because try telling a smoker you can't go outside and smoke when you have a stressful job. And,
Are there any
and
companies
what
that do
happens
that?
to you.
I've often wondered that. Are there any companies that say, no, you can't go out so much? But that is interesting, because if that's the case, I'll fake being a smoker too.
It ain't that deep for me.
I will say my brother was a manager somewhere, and a girl brought in a box of cigarettes, and I've always loved my brother for doing this. And he said, why did you bring those in? And she goes, the only people that get breaks all the time are the smokers. And he was like, I will give you all of the breaks. Give me the box of cigarettes. And he threw them away.
Oh, wow, that's
Yeah.
good. What a guy. What would your brother do if he found out if you were smoking? Would he be upset with you?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, he saw me do it in college.
Yeah. Jackie, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I worked in a daycare center in the infant room, and you know when people drop off the babies, you want to smell that Johnson & Johnson baby smell or whatnot. And people that were smokers, they would drop their babies off, and the blanket, the bottle,
It's
the
awful.
diapers, the babies would smell like cigarette smoke. And we used to talk to the parents like, hey, if you want to smoke, try not to smoke around the baby, because if the baby is coming in smelling this strong like smoke, are you blowing the smoke on the child? Because it was definitely super duper strong.
Yeah.
Super strong.
That's awful. That's so sad when that happens. That's why we hope Zach never has a child. Or his kid's going to come into the daycare smelling like weed. Smelling like... What's up, Natalie? Hi, Natalie.
Yeah, so I used to work at a restaurant, and I don't smoke, but I saw everyone going out, so I used to go out with them just to get my break because I didn't think it was fair. And then I realized that they were taking the extra time out of our paycheck, so I stopped doing that.
That's
Oh, wow.
How did they determine the time, though?
I think that they just did like an average, which I guess is fair if you're going out like for 15 minutes every day, like total. They would just like take 15 minutes out. And I just thought that was like a decent compromise, but I didn't want to get subbed for that, so I stopped doing it.
That is so interesting. Yeah. Well, thank you for the call. We appreciate you. And do you believe
Yes, thank
Meaghan?
you guys.
What do you think?
I would like to believe Meaghan.
Because I'm such a liar.
Just making sure. Thanks for the call.
Cheating is a choice. Another world-famous War of the Roses happens at 9:40 on Mojo in the Morning.
All right. We're going to give you tickets to go to see Katy Perry. Katy Perry just announced will be at Little Caesars Arena. Tickets are still available. Ticketmaster.com. The show is August the 3rd. 844-MOJO Live. 844-665-6548. 844-MOJO Live. 844-665-6548. Good luck.
Mojo in the Morning's Dirty on the 30.
All right, Shannon with what's trending this hour on the Dirty on the 30. What's going on?
So Kanye West and Bianca Censori's little naked stunt at Sunday night's Grammy Awards may have cost him a $20 million international concert deal. Listen to this story. So Ye was slated to perform 2 shows at the Tokyo Dome this coming May. But after his wife basically showed up, completely nude on the red carpet, the people financing those Japanese shows, these investors, are strongly reconsidering. They are not happy. And an insider tells me that it is highly likely that they will pull the funding for these shows, with one calling their stunt creepy beyond belief, quote unquote. And the source explained to me that Japan is currently experiencing a cultural awakening about women's rights. And so they see that red carpet moment as an act of coercive control, which is very, very unacceptable there, especially in the times right now.
How was that coercive control? She did it all herself.
Did she?
She went up. He
we're
looked
all
like
assuming that, yeah.
He looked like he was annoyed by it, didn't he?
No, I really loved it.
He did?
Yeah, I think that's just his physical disposition. He has this.
Where he always looks angry?
Yeah, no. If you get Kanye to smile, you've won the lottery.
So this person that I'm talking to just says he has basically completely culturally misjudged Japan and the tolerance of the Japanese people toward these sorts of things. And so he does not as welcome as he once was.
Did you see
I love this story.
Did you see who they say was the person that they believe started the rumor that he got kicked out?
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon, yeah. They said that Don Lemon was like just trying to go viral.
And again, he didn't get kicked out. He left on his own volition. And
he's
and if
trying
you
to get
saw
his podcast, I guess, listened to.
if you saw any photos or videos from the Grammy after parties, Kanye and Bianca were they made it to several parties and were having a great time. So there was no
I just love that we live in a world where people say Kanye is canceled, yet there's some investors in the world that will pay him $20 million to do a couple shows.
Yeah.
Love it.
Can I play a take that I know Kevin's going to love?
That means I'm not going to love it.
I love this take.
Go ahead. You can't annoy me. You can't rub me the wrong way. It's not possible.
This is the take on Beyonce winning
Let it fly.
the best country artist thing at the. Hold on a second. Let me pop it through here for you. All right. Hold on.
All right. So what you want me to believe is that Beyonce won no awards at the Country Music Awards, but the Grammy knows country music better than country music people. Beyonce, Sasha Fierce, whatever ghetto ass name. All I'm saying is this.
I see where this is coming from.
Racist.
I see where this is coming from.
Who is this guy?
I don't know this man. You played it. You tell me.
This is the guy who's gone viral about this whole thing.
His racism is showing.
Well, he's a black man saying it, so.
Well, that doesn't mean that you can't show a bias towards your own people.
That is an interesting take. What was country radio saying yesterday? Because we were outraged on pop radio. Was country radio outraged about it? Does anybody know?
I don't think Macklemore.
What did Bobby Bones say?
I don't think Macklemore run a bunch of rap albums, but he still walked away with the Grammy. So I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
So you don't consider Macklemore a rapper?
I do not think he was better than Kendrick Lamar. I do not think his album was better than Good Kid, Mad City. And that's not a hot take. That's just reality. Where is Macklemore?
I don't know. Macklemore did the Jingle Ball one year, and I thought he was actually good. And then I think
I'm sure he's a great performer.
Yeah.
He got a couple great songs, but he ain't no Kendrick Lamar.
All right, in other dirty today, former President Joe Biden has a new gig. He just signed with CAA, the creative artist agency, the Hollywood mega talent agency that represents tons of A-listers, and also, worth noting, former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama. They announced that deal yesterday. We were talking about this in our group chat. I'm like, wait, what? Why would this ever happen? He was actually repped by CAA prior to becoming president, so I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of book deal or TV deal or speaking to something like that. Brian Austin Green taking another shot at Machine Gun Kelly, all while defending his ex, Megan Fox, after MGK tried to downplay all of the rumors that things were not amicable at all. Like, they're not on speaking terms right now, and I'm talking about he and Megan. The Beverly Hills 90210 alum posted to his Instagram stories yesterday, and here's what he posted. Bro, just be honest for once in your life. Stop caring so much about how you're perceived that you will try and drag other people. And this is the second time that he's come out in defense of his ex, because back in December, Brian Austin Green slammed MGK amid his breakup with Megan that time around, noting that he needed to grow up, especially when his ex-girlfriend, I can't keep track of when they were on or off, was pregnant. So it's interesting that he is coming to her defense. Or not. Everybody's just looking at me. Okay. Never mind.
No, I get bored with Megan Fox and
Machine
Gun Kelly.
I do too. I just think it's interesting that in the midst of all of this, her ex, who is very happily in a relationship, if I'm not mistaken, is saying like, "Hey, step up! You're about to be a dad of this baby she is carrying." You know. And lastly, the Brazilian butt lift has inspired a new plastic surgery term, and it's called the face BBL. Trademarked by plastic surgeon Dr. Benjamin Coughlin, the name describes fat transfers to the face, and this is becoming a very, very popular thing. Not to be confused with an already known face procedure, BBL, that's like light therapy. But plastic surgeons are saying in an effort to have work done that looks natural and understated, people are turning to these face BBLs over fillers, which are very easy to overdo and require more maintenance. And one doctor says basically it's taking fat from one area of your face and then putting fat in another portion of your face, and it's really to create those peaks and valleys that people desire to have, like higher cheekbones or like an actual chin where there's no chin. The cost around $15,000, but one of the fastest rising procedures right now, the face BBL.
Who has
15
this
grand?
money?
Yeah. Yep.
Who has this?
By the way, people are texting in saying we should ask Mike, since now Mike's on country radio, what country radio. That's actually a good point. I totally forgot about that.
We should check in with him.
What was the hot take on B93 in Grand
Maybe
Rapids?
in the 9:30 Dirty, we can get a hold of him. All right, for all of today's Dirty, catch up on the podcast on the free iHeartRadio app or MojoInTheMorning.com.
Celebrity Dirt. Directly from the source. It's Mojo in the Morning's Dirty on the 30.
Your call may be monitored or recorded.
All right, we're going to give you a chance to win tickets to see Katy Perry. Got a favorite Katy Perry song? I like, let's see here. What do you like?
I like the Kanye joint.
Which one?
E.T. got a
Oh,
dirty
E.T.
mind.
Did I do that one yesterday, or which one did I do yesterday?
Oh, no.
I like
What about last Friday night?
Last Friday Night is an extra.
Shannon getting
excellent.
all the good songs today. Shannon.
Yeah, that's a good one. And I like California Girls. Here we go. I got Last Friday Night. All right. Which one is going to be our winner here on the line? Let's go to line number 21. Dove, are you there, Dove?
Hi, yes. Good morning. I'm here.
Good morning. You're going to see Katy Perry.
Thank you.
We're setting you up with a pair of tickets to see Katy Perry. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I want you to hang on the phone for just 1 second and we'll get some information from you. Show's on sale right now. Get your tickets, Ticketmaster.com. It is on August